There are reports coming out right now that nearly 25,000 fans have canceled their 2026 World Cup tickets for matches in the United States. And before anybody jumps in, yeah, the numbers are not completely confirmed by FIFA, but the reason people are canceling en masse matters. And I'm sure these numbers will continue to grow. Fans are saying the same thing over and over, that the US feels unsafe, obviously, because of the political climate, because of immigration enforcement, because we're living in what is giving totalitarian regime, because people are watching videos of ICE grabbing folks off the streets, of families disappearing into detention, of travelers being terrified they won't even make it out of the airport, of people being literally unalived by the Cheeto Puffs Gestapo. And people are asking a very reasonable question. Why would I spend thousands of dollars to visit the US that's openly treating immigrants like this? Why would I be supporting a fascist country? FIFA wants to pretend that it's politically neutral, but that argument collapses when their president is handing Donald Trump a made-up FIFA Peace Prize, praising him publicly and cozying up to this administration that's actively creating fear and harm. That is not neutrality. That is alignment. That is capitulation. That is bending the knee. And look, demand for the World Cup, let's not pretend it's not massive. Let's not pretend tickets aren't selling. This isn't about empty seats. This is about who feels safe enough to sit in them. Frankly, the US should not be hosting the World Cup or the Olympics. We got no business doing any of this. And I'm saying this as someone who's a huge sports fan. I love the Olympics. I love the World Cup. But what are we doing? If international fans, players, and workers are scared to come here, that's clearly a sign of human rights issues. But you're really not paying attention if you needed this to be your sign. Sports do not exist in a vacuum, and although things are very much giving totalitarian regime right now, I'm glad people are boycotting with their wallets. We may potentially see a pulling back in response to this, but to be honest, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen from this administration. We all know.
So what's up, guys? I hope you are doing well. So guys, what is happening in the US? What is happening in the US with regard to the World Cup, which was going to be held in the US? I've seen a lot of reactions which has been trending online, whereby people are giving their views with regard to the World Cup boycott. People are boycotting the World Cup in the US. So what is triggering this? So guys, today I want us to look at the reactions from the public on the World Cup boycott, why this is happening, and how this is likely going to affect the US tourism. So guys, I want us to watch the videos, the clips of several people giving their reactions. Then I will come back with more commentary about this, and let's see if this is real, the extent of this boycott, whether it is exaggerated or it is really going to have a big impact on the US tourism. So let's see, and I'll come back with more commentary. So guys, this one is saying that the fans are really fearing coming to the US, especially the international fans, because of what has been happening in the US. We all know that there has been the issue of ICE deporting the illegal immigrants in the US. So these international fans are likely going to fear being deported if they come to the US for the World Cup. It is really an issue that has raised a lot of reactions from the public, and people are questioning how this is likely going to affect the US tourism.
So I hate to say this, but I believe that FIFA and the Olympic committees should both cancel both events coming up in Los Angeles. The World Cup, FIFA is scheduled for 2026 here in Los Angeles. I've heard that thousands of people have canceled their tickets already. This is all basically in light of what is happening in the United States, and with hundreds of thousands of foreigners, if not more, coming into this country to attend these events. I don't think anyone feels safe with what is happening all over our country, especially with ICE and immigration and border patrol, border quote security. And I live in Los Angeles. I believe that the Olympic Committee should cancel the Los Angeles Olympic Games and they should move it somewhere else. I think they should move the World Cup somewhere else, and I think they should move the 2028 Olympics somewhere else until further notice. But right now, everybody should feel unsafe in this country. And there's no reason to bring these two big events in, and people are already feeling it. They feel like they would be endangering their lives. So I don't know. I could see it happen. What about you?
Well, the World Cup is in trouble. Nobody wants to come here. Ticket sales are down. They've actually had to lower the price of the tickets because they can't give them away at this point. They thought they were going to get thousands and thousands of dollars for tickets, and they may not even be able to get $100. We personally, my family, we have heard from our friends that are either in Europe or the UK, and there's no way that they would come to the United States right now. They can see just how dangerous it is, and they're not willing to bring their children to this country. And I don't blame them. They can see for themselves what's going on. They've actually watched the videos. They can see the protests. They can see what ICE agents are doing to people. And they're not in the cult. So they don't believe this spin that comes out of the White House and Kristi Noem. I mean, it's very clear to them that they are blatantly lying about what's in these videos and what ICE is actually doing, and that they are just grabbing people off the street and asking questions later. So I knew the World Cup wasn't going to be a good idea to have in the United States, and there you have it.
This one is claiming that over 25,000 people have already cancelled their tickets. So, and this is just the beginning. So if this scenario continues, it means that several people are likely going to cancel their tickets, and this is likely going to affect the World Cup. So guys, ICE has been targeting illegal immigrants in the US, and this is the reason why most are fearing that there might be a lot of deportations going on even during the World Cup games. So this is a growing concern, and I want you to give your views also down there as we continue watching for more clips. We hear what people have to say regarding this World Cup boycott in the US.
Hands down, the dumbest thing that FIFA could do right now is to continue go ahead with plans to host the World Cup in the US in 2026. Because what the actual fuck is going on? First of all, the fact that it is damn near impossible for 43 countries to even gain entry into America right now, knowing that several of those countries have already qualified for the World Cup, is fucking crazy. We're not even talking about the journalists, the players, the people who work for other countries' teams who would not be able to come because of the passports that they hold, let alone any of the fucking spectators who would be coming to support their nations, right? Now you're saying, now the US have decided that they want to add a $250 fee for any temporary visa holder. Tourist, businessmen, work visas, student visas. On top of the fees you're already paying to gain entry to America, you now have to pay a $250 fine. This starts at the very end of September, and it's gone along in this budget bill that they're doing. But it's just plain xenophobia. It's like you only want Americans in the stands of the World Cup, knowing that the World Cup football is one of the most internationally renowned sports in the world, one of the most watched tournaments in the bloody world. And you're just saying that bare countries can't come anymore. And then even the people who are attending, let that be players, let that be support staff for the players within the nation's teams, whether that be journalists, whether that be spectators, people in attendance are also fearing for their lives of deportation or being held in camps or being taken to bloody Ecuador because of these insane ICE raids that are constantly happening. And it's not even just ICE anymore. The ICE have hired bounty hunters to collect people just because they can. How scary is it to think that they are hosting an international tournament in a country where it is a crime to not be from that country? Like, it makes no sense. It would like go against so many of FIFA's own core values about being non-discriminatory, about being open for everyone, because that is what football is. That's why football is such a loved sport. It is for everyone. It's for the people, by the people. You can play football for free. You can watch football for free. Like, it's such a community-based sport, and hosting it in a country that is so anti-community and is so anti-people, specifically people of color, specifically non-American people of color, like, it would just be stupid on behalf of FIFA to continue to host it there. The same with the Olympics, because whatever's happening now in 2025 and will continue to happen in 2026 will be there in 2028 when the Olympics go.
So I've canceled my next trip to the United States. I was meant to be going there in later April. I was looking forward to it as well, like going to Boston, New England, beautiful places, lovely people. In fact, I even have both friends and actually some relatives in Maine, but I've canceled it because ICE or whatever the hell it is detaining people. I mean, they detained a young Canadian for 10 days. They apparently arrested a bunch of Germans recently. They're going through people's phones. Like, this is meant to be, the United States is meant to be the beacon of democracy and freedom and so forth. Well, it is anything but. This is what fascism actually looks like. It is awful in North Korea, and it is awful in Saudi Arabia, and it is awful in Iran. So we can all be honest about that. But when that sort of thing settles in to what we consider to be the free world, that is the erosion of any value that we actually stand for. So I bring business to the United States, right? I run tours. Well, I'm not going to now. It's shocking, but I woke up 3 days in a row worrying about flying down there. And then I talked to someone I know kind of on the inside who said, don't fly in if you're not an American citizen. Like, this is how terrible it is at the moment. So it's sad and it's shocking, but hey, I'm off to Europe in a few days. I can fly down to South America, a lot of beautiful places. And American friends are welcome up here, absolutely. But if you're going to come up and wave a Trump flag, then, don't bother.
So guys, some conservative voters and even commentators, they're arguing that the boycott narrative is damaging the US image, and they believe that it sends a message that the US is politically unstable and unwelcoming to the visitors. So there are those who argue contrary to what these others are saying. And
you've got to be kidding me with this. So now ICE is going to be posted up at World Cup events, checking people's papers. Are we serious right now? This is what we've become. Like, we're not even pretending it's about the bad guys anymore. It used to be, oh, we're just going after the criminals, the traffickers, the murderers. Now it's, if you're undocumented, period, get out. Doesn't matter who you are, why you're here, or what you're doing. We are so fucking obsessed with immigrants and legal status in this country that we're literally putting immigrant agents at a global sporting event, one that is designed to bring people from every corner of the world together. It's embarrassing, like truly globally humiliating. Do we not realize how dumb this looks? Like, the world is laughing at us. We're over here throwing a party and posting armed agents at the door like it's a prison riot. Papers, please. At a fucking soccer match, it's pathetic. Our ego as a country is so inflated that we can't even see that this obsession with control and border is rotting us from the inside, guys. We're not projecting strength. We're just showing how deeply insecure and xenophobic we all are. You don't need to militarize a stadium to keep people safe. You're doing it because you want people to feel scared, and honestly, that says everything.
so as the US prepares to host major World Cup events, calls for boycotts have been spreading online and even internationally. These calls come from different political groups and each citing their own concerns. So there has been concerns from cultural issues, political disagreements, so in several areas. So while these boycotts are not new, what is the point of concern is the reactions they have triggered online. So let's see what several other people have to say concerning this the boycott issue.
Please do not come to the United States. We are not the same country. we were 4 months ago. It is not safe here anymore. They can pull you off the street. They can detain you. They'll do God knows what to you. They're doing it to our own citizens. They will do it to you. Please do not support American products. Don't buy American. Don't vacation here. I'm very sorry to say this, and I want to apologize on behalf of all rational Americans in this country who are fighting Trump tooth and nail with everything we have. We're sorry. We're doing the best we can to get rid of this guy. And all his crooked cronies, but we're having a very difficult time doing it. We handed him the keys. An ignorant populace handed him the keys to this kingdom, and we're finding it very difficult to even slow him down, frankly. I think America's done. I hate to say that, but I don't know how much we can do, what we can do to slow this guy down. We're trying very hard. Please don't support us anymore. And to my government, my friends in government all over the world who we dealt with in business and for so many years, you guys were so good to us all over the place, you know, France, Australia, the United Kingdom, of course, Canada, of course, Mexico, you know, Costa Rica, Panama, all over Asia. You know, you guys have been wonderful partners to us for years. I'm so sorry Trump is treating you like dirt. Don't expect anything better from him in the future. He's a tyrant. He wants to be a dictator, and frankly, he's turning into one very quickly. Again, we're having a hard time slowing him down. I'm sorry to say that. Please don't trust this guy. If you're working in government, he makes you a promise. His promise is worth nothing. I've known this guy for 30 years. His word is worthless. And that goes for all of his crooked cronies in our GOP that are supporting him. Do not trust this guy. Do not trust. The reason I'm telling you this right now, if you're wondering, is because I'm getting out to a couple million people on social media a week now. And he's going to shut me down. He's shutting friends of mine down. He's threatening my friends that have millions and millions of viewers on social media that are rational thinking people. He's threatening them within an inch of their life. He's going after them for taxes. He's going after them for any way he can. And I'm afraid it's going to continue. And I won't be able to say this, so I'm saying it now. Do not trust anything American at this point. We are not the same country. I don't know that we ever will be. Again, apologies from America. You guys have been so great to us, and we're so.
Why would anyone travel to the United States for the FIFA World Cup? I'm seriously asking that question. Why would any international person travel right now to the United States for the FIFA World Cup when you are watching people getting detained and shot in the face for no reason? If you were a person of any color other than pure baby powder white, you are absolutely not safe. And we've even seen if you are baby powder white, you are still not safe. Why would you take a chance coming to a country where you could be detained, locked in prison, deported to God knows where because you came to watch a soccer game? Football, sorry. Because you came to watch a football game. Why would you come to the United States to do that? I really don't understand why. The made-up FIFA World Peace Prize that Donald Trump gave, and he immediately bombed another country and stole their leader. Like, this is not a safe place. The citizens of the United States don't want to be here. Please do not come to the United States of America for the FIFA World Cup if you are not from this country. Anyone who does not have to be here should not be here. Trust.
Just like a serious question, but how is America still allowed to host the World Cup? Like how? How many countries have they bombed in the last year? How many genocides have they actively been complicit in? They've got a fascist dictator in power, and now you've got ICE agents shooting their own citizens. I know I've mentioned this already in my last video, but I seriously think the public is not reacting enough to this. People are not angry enough. I seriously do not know how America is still allowed to host the World Cup. They should be banned. It should just be Mexico and Canada. And if anyone is going to America for the World Cup, this is the part I repeated in my last video, and I'm going to repeat it again. Do not go. Especially those who live in Europe, and not even just Europe, anywhere that's outside of America. Do not fucking go. And if you have tickets, and if you have booked to go, cancel it immediately. Do not give them any more.
Yeah,
have wild news. Remember when FIFA gave Donald Trump a peace prize? Yeah, about that. International fans are now canceling their World Cup tickets in protest of Donald Trump's violent immigration crackdown, and it's snowballing fast. Nearly 17,000 fans have already canceled, and that number is climbing rapidly. And it's not because of prices, and it's not because of flights, but because people don't feel safe entering the United States anymore, and I don't blame them. See, fans from Europe, Africa, South America, and Asia are openly saying that they're not coming to a country where ICE is unaliving civilians, harassing people in the streets based on their skin color and accents, and treating immigrants and visitors like targets. The breaking point? Of course, the ICE unaliving in Minneapolis, where Renee Good, a U.S. citizen and mother, was unalived by a federal agent. That video went global, and suddenly the World Cup, which was supposed to be a celebration of unity, looks like it's being hosted by a violent country in crisis. People are posting refund confirmations instead of travel plans. Hashtags like boycott World Cup are trending internationally. Fans are saying they refuse to watch football on bloodstained soil. And here's the key part. They're hitting the money because that's the only language that Americans and this Trump regime understands. FIFA, they're reportedly panicking. Host cities are very nervous. Sponsors are watching closely because if international fans don't show up, the entire economic promise of the 2026 World Cup, it just collapses. This isn't just about soccer, it's about values. You can't sell joy, unity, and global community while running a violent country that looks hostile, militarized.
Meanwhile, critics counter that sporting events shouldn't become political battleground. So tourism experts are pointing out that the international sporting events are about more than just the games. Hotels, restaurants, airlines, and even local business, they depend on massive visitor turnout. So even a small decline in international travel, it could translate into millions of dollars that will be lost, especially for the host cities like the Los Angeles, which is going to hold these events. So that's why some officials are urging people to calm down, saying there is no hard data which has yet been shown. So that's why some officials are urging people to calm down, and they are saying that there is no hard data which has yet been shown as a major drop in tourism. So supporters of the boycott, they are arguing that international pressure has historically pushed countries to address controversial issues, especially when everyday workers could feel the economic consequences. So what this really highlights is how deeply politics now intersect with the global events. So even something meant to unite people through the sporting activities, it can quickly turn into a political flashpoint. So whether the boycott has really economic impact or not, the reaction to it tells us a lot about the current political climate in the US. So do you think World Cup boycotts actually change anything? Or do they most greatly... So guys, do you think World Cup boycotts actually changes anything? Or do they mostly create online noise and there's nothing happening in the ground? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you find that this breakdown helpful, you can also like, comment, and even share to your friends who have seen this online. And remember to subscribe, guys. Thank you.